And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. Go see our good friends at Hail Mary's. They're located in Cheviot. They're right on Harrison Avenue. So they're in the Dora District. You can go from bar to bar with your drinks, but no need for that. Just hang out at Hail Mary's. They've got 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall. They have the DirecTV Sports package. So all the games and, of course, Cincy Sports are always on the video wall. Go see the Bearcats play this Saturday. If you don't have tickets, you can hang out at Hail Mary's. They'll have bucket specials throughout the game. They've got brand new walk-in coolers, brand new draft lines. They'll have food trucks on the weekend. And, of course, ice-cold Cincy Light on tap in 32.8 degree frosted glasses. All right, Aaron. We have had a week of examining Baylor, talking about Baylor, looking into what is a very big game for the Bearcats, a game that if they're going to go to Dallas, like if their goal is to go to Dallas, this is a game they need to win.
Absolutely.
You've got Utah coming up on the road. You've got BYU coming up at home. You've got TCU coming up on the road. Like, there's some landmines here. This is another one of them. So this is a big game for Cincinnati. Let's get to our 3 keys.
All right. Start off with keep the lid off. Last week, they got 1 turnover, which spilled over into 2 turnovers. Baylor is prone to turnovers. They have 14 already this season, averaging 2 a game. If you're going to turn over a team, this is a team. They like to sling the ball around.
Yeah.
Turn your head around. Find the ball. Don't just throw your hand up and get a PI. I think this is a golden opportunity to create some turnovers for the defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be on my list too, a little bit differently, but it's going to be on my list as well because you're probably going to be in a shootout. Like, let's be honest with ourselves. There's going to be a lot of points. I would be shocked if there's not a lot of points scored in this game. Right. One possession here, one possession there can be a huge swing. So turnovers are going to be very critical.
Number 2, stay poised. It's not something we've seen this season. I'm not worried necessarily about them not playing poised, but I think just a reminder that if you don't have the lead at some point in this game, which is very possible, don't start forcing things. Don't start doing things that are outside of your comfort zone. You've got to stay in what it is that you have been doing, taking what the defense gives you, finding the open receivers, not forcing the ball into places that you don't need to. That's where you end up creating your own turnovers. And that's not a good situation to be in.
Yeah, could agree completely.
And 3, clean the laundry. Seems that offense cleaned it up last week, and defense has had some issues with it. I would love to see a game where they have like 4 or less, 5 or less, and not continue to push, especially on defense, continue to let the offense of the other team push the ball. Get off the field, get your offense the ball back. And some of those penalties have proved extremely costly in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like most of their penalties on defense have been on those 3rd and 4th downs.
Right.
Like, they're not committing them on 1st and 2nd. They're coming in areas where
in the red zone.
A team that is not great at getting off the field. Well, the red zone ones.
There's been a couple of them, though, is my point.
I know. There's been more than one that have been of the more than questionable variety. I don't know how much I blame Cincinnati for that, but yes. And also offensively, false starts, holdings, things that are under your control. Like,
right.
You're not playing a great pressure defense.
Illegal man downfield.
Yeah, stuff like that you need to clean up because those have shut down some drives where the offense, especially like 3rd quarter coming out of halftime, the offense can't get rolling because they've stalled out because of penalties. So agree completely there too.
Those are my 3.
All right. Let's get going with mine. Umbrella up. I know people don't like the 3-3-5. I know it annoys them. I know that it's annoying. I have acknowledged that. It is an annoying defense to watch at times because it feels like teams just pile up yards and pile up time of possession. the Kansas game, Kansas is really the only team. I know Iowa State had 30, but they were gifted 8, and they were in desperation comeback mode late. The only time Cincinnati's defense has really given up a bunch of points was in large part because Kansas hit those 2 big plays over the top. And one was over the top. You know, we've talked about it. McDoom got his eyes caught in the backfield. The guy ran right past him. There was no safety help. The other was same guy coming across the middle, makes a guy miss, and he's off to the races for a 70-plus yard touchdown. If they can keep Baylor in front of them, I feel really good about this game. But if there's a 50-plus yard touchdown or 2 mixed in, that changes the math because we know Baylor's going to score some points. You can't let them attack you over the top and avoid what has been when Cincinnati gets to about the 35, 40-yard line with their backs against the wall and in, they've been really good. So you can't let Baylor get deep on you. You can't let them stretch the field tackling because they're going to have a lot of short, quick hitters. If you miss a tackle or 2, a guy can take a 8-yard pass and turn it into a 40-yard gain. Bend but don't break only works if you bend but don't break. If you bend and break, then the score is going to get up there and there's going to be a lot more pressure on the offense.
If you're confused, though, do not bring your umbrella into the stadium. It's not supposed to rain, so no one's there. Also, you can stand under my umbrella. Ella, hey.
Hey. 3-headed monster. We talk a lot about Evan Pryor. We talk a lot about Tawee Walker. We haven't seen a lot of running Brendan Sorsby. He has ran pretty much only when necessary or 2 or 3 design quarterback runs a game. This Baylor defense is susceptible to they're a 3-3-5 defense. They drop in coverage. If Sorsby doesn't see it, there's going to be room in front of him to pick up yards. I like the idea of keeping Baylor's offense off the field a little bit.
Right.
I like the idea of running a lot with Walker and Pryor if it's working. I also think we look at it as a 2-headed monster. I think this is a game where we can see Sorsby in that 70, 80, 90-yard range because he has beaten a Baylor defense that is giving him some soft spots to run into throughout the game.
I hope it's because they've been chunks like 10, 12, 15.
Yeah.
Not because he's running the ball 18 times.
I don't want him running for 4 yards.
Putting himself into a situation where he could be injured or anything like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want him running. Like, if there's a guy in front of you, don't take off at him. But if that defense has got its head turned and they're back in the zone and they're playing coverage, there's going to be room for Sorsby. So I won't mind. Yeah, I won't mind if he gets a couple of those chunk, 15, 20-yard plays. And then next thing you know, you're looking at him with 70, 80 yards rushing against the defense that is prone to allowing that type of running game. And then 3, it's the turnover battle. Cincinnati has done a great job taking care of the ball. Baylor has not. So continue to take care of the ball. I don't think we've talked enough about how good Cincinnati has been protecting the football. That has to continue. This can't be a one-off game where, there's a tip pass and ends up going the other way, or there's a fumble in space and Baylor gets it. And then, I'm not going to count on a bunch of interceptions because they got one. They got one interception in 7 games. I don't all of a sudden think the floodgates are going to open, but you need to be +1, +2 in this game because Baylor will turn it over. They will put the ball in some dangerous spots, both passing the ball and fumbling the ball. So if they fumble, get on it. We can't have the Aaron. We've seen a bunch of times this year. The other team fumbles, it bounces right back to them.
All too much. Yes.
Yeah. So you've got to be +1, +2 in the turnover battle. However you make that happen, by the end of the game, you need to be there because if not, if it's even or Baylor has an advantage, we're going to be nail biter all the way down to the 4th quarter. And with that offense that they have, you're not safe at any point in time. So win the turnover battle.
Kind of to your point, just with Brendan Sorsby and his protection of the ball, there haven't even been, you mentioned tip passes and turning into a turnover. There's not been maybe 2-3 times this season where that's happened, where it goes into a tip drill. There just hasn't been too many situations where he's put a ball in a place that somebody can get a hand on it.
Yeah, he hasn't been sailing the ball. Like last year, that was a big problem with him, is he was sailing guys that were open at times, or he was throwing it into a tight window and throwing it high, and all of a sudden that's when it gets tipped and teams are able to make a play on it. He's done a pretty good job. Like, guys are catching the ball right at the chest far more often than not.
The only time he has overthrown anybody is Caleb Goody outrunning his coverage. And Caleb Goody is the only one down there, so nobody else is going to touch it anyway. He's just overshooting Caleb Goody, who's out there running free.
I think that was too many times in camp. He couldn't overthrow him. So now he's like, I can just throw this damn thing as far as my arm will allow me to throw it, and Caleb's going to run under it. He's not that fast. He's really, really fast. He's not that fast. But it's a big one, man, because if you get this one, you've got 2 at home, 2 on the road. You're in a position to really be in this thing all the way into the end of November. If you lose this one, it gets really difficult to find the math that puts them in Dallas.
Knowing how good Baylor's offense is there a number, if the defense keeps them under it, you feel
30.
far more confident about
30.
The rest of the season? 30 is the number?
Yeah. If they keep Baylor under 30, I feel pretty good.
If they keep them under 25, I don't know that they're going to lose again.
Yeah, I mean, I need to see Utah's defense is really good. BYU's defense is really good. This offense is excellent, but we've seen UCF give them some trouble. We saw Iowa State in the second half give them some trouble. So
I'm very different, though. Those teams are constructed very differently than Baylor's offense and Sawyer Robertson.
Yeah, but I'm talking about when you get into Utah, when you get into BYU, like, it's not going to be after Baylor. It's not going to be we're just going to be able to freely march the ball up and down the field all the time against some of these teams that are coming up. So, but, I mean, if they keep holding teams to 20 or less, I feel great. I don't think that's going to happen on Saturday. I think you're looking at a game in the 20s into the 30s. We'll see from there. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a really good one. I think these teams, Cincinnati's got a little bit better defense than Baylor does. I think both offenses are very good. Both special teams are very good. So throw it out there and let's see how it plays out. I think it's going to be a fun one Saturday.
I think you're right.
All right, that's going to do it. He's Aaron Smith. I'm Chad Brendel. That's the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here in the Cincy Light Studios on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!